So with that, I'll stop there and wait for questions later.
Thank you. Ms. Black?
So members of the commission, good afternoon, and thank you for the opportunity to speak about the California State University's extensive and many ongoing efforts to increase access to the university through the use of technology. So as Executive Director of Cal State Online, I'm going to use my comments to focus most on the new Cal State Online initiative, which I'm very pleased to say, effective January 2013, is up and running. We have 6 programs that we're proud to offer in our debut year, and we are experiencing exceptionally high levels of interest from students throughout California, and many students who have strong California connections but who have had to move away from California, might be serving their country, perhaps, especially in our undergraduate programs. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. But you've already heard a lot, I think, from Sebastian about the pilot that is going on at San Jose State with Udacity. I think that's a wonderful example of efforts being made within the CSU to make credit available through MOOCs and to do some really constructive research and thinking within our system on how best to utilize content created by our faculty in various types of MOOC or MOOC-esque environments. And I think that Sebastian and Daphne did some excellent discussion, which clearly was of extreme interest to the commission. So I thank them for that information. But generally, within the CSU system, there are currently 84 online or hybrid, or what we might call blended degree programs that are available for students. They're predominantly at the graduate level, but not exclusively. We'll talk a little bit more about what Cal State Online is doing to enhance what we call degree completion program opportunities or baccalaureate offerings within the system in a little while. But we also have what we estimate about 13,000 classes that we designate as using or incorporating some aspects of distance learning. So I think in contrast to what my colleague Keith at the UC talked about, here inside the CSU, we are seeing a pretty extensive proliferation of distance learning, both to replace seat time and to enhance in-class education. And then we're also seeing a lot of fully online classes as well. So I think clearly inside the CSU, online learning is here, for sure. We have some preliminary data now, estimates that 1 in 3 CSU students take at least 1 fully online course per year, and that number is increasing dramatically. And then I wanted to talk a little bit about, or just mention so that we have some perspective, that there are a lot of other initiatives within the CSU as well that we might not consider to be traditional or non-traditional or MOOC-based distance education, but they're efforts to think critically and to leverage technology well to do some important things like reduce student cost and improve access to textbooks, for example. So this past fall, the CSU negotiated agreements with several major digital book distributors and digital book platforms to provide students with savings of 60% or more when they rent a digital textbook. And initial estimates are that so far in 1 year, students have saved over $1 million in textbook costs. So I think that's an initiative that bears mention as being